this has really been extremely egregious. So on September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying
his company. Going to a different economy. And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
I hate when
countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up. We have the stock market up, and the Dow hits 40,000. And remember, the Dow is only 30 stocks, but guys, you can't make this stuff up. Now, we know in cryptos, the shorters got hurt. But Bitcoin dominance, as we see, keeps moving up. And we know once Bitcoin dominance comes back, it normally lasts about 6 months. But guys, don't forget, in stocks, we have options. And then, of course, in cryptos, guys, we're going to have options. So we are going to pull back slightly. And in stocks, the pullback will be Friday and Monday. Also, if you're a part of the stock Patreon account, make sure you're pulling that calendar. Not your financial advice, not financial advice. Please do your own research. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are slightly up, and we saw yield rates make a big move down due to these auctions, and of course, stocks and cryptos get the benefit. Now, we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC, and then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $443 billion yesterday and have been moving down for the last couple of days. And we had Jerome Powell in the House, which sparked us hitting new highs. But he stayed higher for longer. So, guys, all these numbers are just manipulation. We know what's about to happen. We know we're in an election year. And as soon as we get to this back half, they're going to start pulling this rug. But for right now, they're going to keep the sheep asleep. And in the last Fed meeting, Jerome Powell stated they were going to slow down QT. But then, guys, we see the other central banks talking about cutting rates in June. Of course, Fed Jerome Powell is going to stay put, but we're going to follow. We're definitely going to be cutting rates on the back half of this year. And don't forget, as this repo disappears, they're going to be doing bail-in bonds as another safety blanket to hold us up until they're ready to let it collapse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the House Representative McHenry says the Senate may be swayed if many Democrats back the crypto bill. And guys, remember, when it comes to the NWO plan, somehow the Democrats and Republicans come together. But when it comes to the people benefiting off a bill, For some reason, they always have to fight and it never gets passed. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale right now all up. Now, we have Morgan Stanley discloses U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF holdings worth over $270 million and falling. And it shouldn't surprise anybody, guys, because we saw these Bitcoin ETFs get billions. And it definitely wasn't coming from the retail investor. And even though we're in crypto, remember, guys, majority of people don't know about crypto and could care less. Even though digital assets are the future economy. We see the NWO building and the sheep are sleeping. But by the time they wake up, the machines would have taken over the economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have Chinese police crack 1.9 billion Tether underground banking ring. And guys, we know that sounds like a movie because we know that's exactly what it is. Sit back, get your popcorn, let it play out because we know that Tether movie is right around the corner. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And guys, we know how big gaming is going to be. We have Notcoin goes live on Ton blockchain. Also, we have Coinbase targets crypto demand in 600 billion Australian pension sector. And we will see pensions start to invest in the digital assets. But then also, guys, we know that these pensions globally are bankrupt. And again, the savior will be these digital assets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, we have this article states that NASDAQ, after pivoting crypto ambitions and moving to tokenized T-bills, the reports say employees are leaving due to delays. But guys, we know when it comes to these tokenized T-bills, this is $1 trillion business. This is the savior of the United States economy and then a whole bunch of other countries. Now, we know the BRICS nations are already off the dollar. It's just the central banks right now are holding us up due to being a world reserve currency. But we're about to be on a level playing field. Don't forget to watch the video I did last night. We have Putin in China. We have the Middle East heating up, and we know that's biblical. But at the same time, we know the banks fund both sides because we're definitely about to get into this crisis that's going to lead the BRICS nations to flip the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher, and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.